Morning, back in the kitchen here again, guys. I have a different recipe that I'm doing today. This one has been pretty much inspired out of my brain. I know that sounds really weird, but that's a lot of the time I will just sit there and go, what am I going to cook for dinner? And today it is meatballs that I'm going to make. These are not your standard meatballs. These are turkey meatballs. Because I bought some turkey mince the other day. I got it on special for, what was it? $4.56 for half a kilo. So I am going to turn those into some turkey meatballs. So I'm still having my morning breakfast coffee, so you'll have to excuse that. I will be drinking that still. So this is my turkey mince that I found. It's a half a kilo. I'm just going to make half a kilo because I'm only feeding 4 of us today. So this was my turkey mince I've got. I've never cooked with turkey mince before, so this will be interesting. But I'm going to turn I'm assuming it's a lot like chicken mince. So I am going to turn these into a chicken meatball, basically, but it's turkey mince. So into the mince, I'm going to put some of the green powder that I have. I'm going to just chop this up a little bit more because it's quite chunky. I did this. So it's got beetroot leaves, carrot leaves, kale leaves in this one. So that is what is in my green powder. You guys haven't probably seen this one yet along any of the recipes. This has been here since the 9th, 2019. So she's getting a little bit on, but she's still perfectly fine. I'm going to turn some of the crust that the kids don't eat into some breadcrumbs. I will show you how I quickly throw that into the dehydrator and get some fresh breadcrumbs to go into this one. I'm also using some silver beet that I put in the freezer. I will link at the end of the video. I will link to how I did the silver beet. So some of this I'm going to put into the mince, and the rest of it I'm going to put into my pasta sauce. And into my pasta sauce I am going to put shredded carrot, shredded zucchini, yellow squash. I've got a tin of tomatoes here, some herbs, an onion, and I'm using fettuccine pasta today because that is what I pulled out. Alright, so the first thing we need to get sorted is the breadcrumbs because they'll need to go into the dehydrator for a little while. Now what I'm going to use is, this is my immersion blender and it has a special little thing that comes with it, so I'm going to give this a go. I haven't used it yet, so we'll just see how that gets on. Just break the bread up a little bit so that it fits in a bit better. That is so cool. If I'd known that when I got this immersion blender that I could do that, I would have been using this a long time ago. Normally do this in my big blitzer, but that is so cool, so easy. And I can actually flip it over and mix it up a bit better. Wow. Cool, breadcrumbs. That is so cool. Dehydrated tray here. I'm going to tip the breadcrumbs onto, I've got my dehydrator on and warming up. Now this is going to probably be way more breadcrumbs than we need for half kilo, but this is how far 4 slices of bread go, which is a fair amount. So, but I'm going to just dehydrate all of them and store the rest for next time. Well, while that is dehydrating out there, that'll probably need about half an hour-ish before it dries out enough. I'm going to get the meatballs sorted out and get them up to the stage where I'm ready to put in the breadcrumbs. So that is ready. I'm going to let that sit. I'm going to let it sit on the bench so that the meatballs actually warm up a bit, because cold meats is quite difficult to work with. And while that is doing that, I'm going to get the pasta sauce and the spaghetti cooked. So this pasta sauce, what I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to chop the rest of this spinach up. I keep calling it spinach, it's actually silver beet. I'm going to chop the rest of this silver beet up as well, so that it's a bit more of the same size as the rest of everything else, and so that people don't see that it's in there. So now we're going to work on that pasta sauce. Pretty much everything is just going into this pot and onto the stove to cook, heat it up and get the flavours all working through, get the veggies rehydrated that are going into it, and then it's going to be all good to go. A lot of people, I will show every time I open one of these jars, I show you guys how I open them, because a lot of people have problems with them. Now I have teaspoons, I use teaspoons. You can see this piece pin is not as rounded, and this one, this one's more rounded and this one's more pointy. This pointy one is a lot easier to use than the rounded one. Now you just need to find a spot where your spoon fits in underneath your jar lid. Push it up into the seal and kind of lift a little bit. Sometimes you need to hunt for the right spot where it actually goes in. There we go, I just heard it then. So, here we go. So sometimes you got to hunt around the jar to find a spot where the seal is a little bit weaker. And it's my beautiful, beautiful tomatoes. Now these tomatoes are a runnier tomato. I do thicker tomatoes and thinner runnier tomatoes. Two reasons. One, when I'm making a pasta sauce, the runnier ones are better, especially if I'm adding in the dehydrated vegetables. And the thicker ones are better if I'm wanting a thicker sauce and I'm not adding in the dehydrated vegetables. Right, so that is the tomatoes. This is my spinach and onion mix. It is all going straight in there. Again, I called it spinach and it's silver beet. Spinach, silver beet, very similar. Bring this down here and show you what I mean when I just put in what I think is right. Now, I don't measure out any of my dehydrated vegetables. I go by the handful and put it into the pot. So I'll bring you down so you can see into the pot and see what I mean by how much is going in. So this is the shredded carrot that I'm using. So I will go one handful and put them in. To me, that doesn't look like enough. So I will go another handful. So obviously, each different type of vegetable, depending whether it gets, whether it will get bigger or not. The shredded stuff generally doesn't get a lot bigger when it rehydrates. But I will just add it till I'm happy. So that is about 2.5 handfuls I've added in there. The more vegetables, the better anyway. The shredded zucchini, same thing. I generally put in about the same amount of each. So that's 2.5 handfuls. And you'll see it already is starting to thicken up as the vegetables take up the moisture. And this is yellow squash. Yellow squash is a vegetable I generally only cook with chicken, but I'm just starting to throw it into a lot of things these days. with to put in an extra vegetables and get them used up. And I'm also going to add in the mixed herbs. And we just cook till it's ready. We're going to go check on those breadcrumbs and see if they are ready to be pulled out yet. Turkey and spinach patty. That is my turkey patty for breakfast with some egg and some of my other yummy bits and pieces. So this pasta sauce is just starting to heat up nicely. So what I'm adding in here is some powdered veggie stock, which I've just put some water in. We'll just add a little more flavour to it, and the vegetables need some more liquid. Dehydrated enough to be stored yet, but they are dehydrated enough to use them. So I'm going to use some of these in there. Now I'm not adding egg to this because this is actually really quite soft already, and it's just going to stick. I think that they'll stick together just nicely. While I waited for all of the meatballs and that to all be cooked and ready to go, I made a nice little salad to go with mine because I'll be taking my dinner to work. So I made it with some nice salad and stuff that I had bought from the shops, along with some homemade beetroot and homemade pickles, and some really nice bits and pieces to put together. Now that's why these are in the containers today, is because I'll be at work, hubby will be at work, and the kids will just serve up their own meal tonight. So that is that, guys. Hubby will take this one to work. This one is mine with some meatballs on the side. This is what's left for the kids, and they'll get to eat as much of the pasta as they like. I know it looks very green and icky, but it tastes awesome. Definitely worth giving it a go, guys. If you don't want to add the spinach, don't add the spinach. Add whatever vegetables you want in there. It is awesome. It is gorgeous. It is yummy. Now, I would normally put cheese on top of it, but I don't have any shredded cheese at the minute, so I'm going to have to go without. Never mind. I'm going to let these cool, get them into the fridge, and dinner is done.